what conference championship game are you looking for? ACC. SMU versus Clemson. That's gonna be a barn burner.
Do not care. Do not care.
SMU.
Neither one of these teams are.
Why? Because the winner gets a bye, and if Clemson wins, then you get 3 ACC teams in now. You get SMU, you get Miami, and you get Clemson. Because if Clemson loses, then you only get 2.
Because I don't trust any of those 3 teams to do anything other than be present. So no, I'm not excited about that.
This is one that everybody's gonna be talking about. They gonna wash and dry at Penn State. Oregon gonna kill Penn State.
This is interesting to me, and I will tell you why this is way more interesting to me. Because you have Dan Lanning, who's showing up in the Big Ten and taking it over. This is this is Penn State's opportunity to take back its conference where they've been for the last 100 million years. On top of that, James Franklin has issues with winning the big games when they mean the most. So this is another opportunity. If you don't get it done today, then I don't know really what to tell you other than Penn State, you kind of stuck. You can't get a guy better, but he's never going to win the big game.
Penn State ain't nothing but expensive Purdue. It's the same thing that I've been saying. I said about Purdue. You are not going to be able to beat Ohio State. You're not going to be able to beat Michigan. You're not going to be able to beat Oregon. The
expectation.
If it ain't for Lincoln Riley, underachieving self, you wouldn't be able to beat USC.
But the expectation is that you can beat Ohio
State. Why?
Because of the money. And because
which is my point. Expensive Purdue.
Wait. The money and the fact that you're always top 10. If you weren't always top 10, then you're right. If you were Indiana, okay, well, y'all lose, whatever, bro. This is the first time you hear. Penn State, you show up to the same place every year and lose.
Which means what? They should not be top 10.
I don't know if you can say that they're not 10. I would have to go back and look at their schedule. I think they played a top 10 schedule.
They played Ohio State. About that. They played Ohio State and they played Michigan. I don't even think they played Michigan this year. Penn State actually had a soft schedule, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, you play Illinois. It's a top 20 team. You played Ohio State and you lost. That's it. I mean,
they barely beat USC, Wisconsin, Washington, Purdue.
You know what this does for me?
Barely beat Minnesota, Maryland. They ain't played nobody.
This is Indiana then. This is going to be your first chance. And if you don't win, then you are the Shan we believed you to be. That's it. So at least I leave here figuring out something. And I do think that Oregon could win a national championship. I do think that.
Yes, because the chips are falling. Like, they are in a perfect storm right now. They have just enough talent. They got an old quarterback. They got a lot of talent.
Season.
Now, you are playing, they beat Ohio State. Ohio State is being questioned right now. But Oregon gonna have to show me. Oregon's gonna have to show me. Oregon's gonna have to show me.
But they're gonna get an opportunity. That's what I like is Oregon. I will tell you who Oregon really is right now. You're the Detroit Lions.
Yeah. You here. You were here last year and you got upset and now you here. Yeah.
You in the front. You got the experience. You got the coach that everybody loves. You just got to go handle your business.
Correct the mundo.
Yeah. I want to see if you can handle your business or not. And this is an opportunity for James Franklin to say, nah, y'all got me messed up.
I'll be happy if the black man wins, but I'm going to let you know. Dan Lanning going to go up there and they trying to send a message.
But what I'm saying is both of these teams have something to prove. That's the game I'm interested in watching for sure. Because somebody going to prove at least for another week to be okay.
Yeah.
Boys UNLV, Skip, Genty. See if you can get 300-400 rushing yards.
I'm nervous about this
Georgia,
one. Nervous
Georgia,
about
Texas is interesting. I'm going to give this one step down because we haven't seen Oregon and
Penn State
play. We've seen these two teams play, but I think that this is a different Georgia team, and I think to a certain degree it's a different Texas team. Texas has lost some of their shimmer, gleam, and confidence. Georgia has picked it up, but due to your quarterback, at any point it could be tricked all the way off, and everybody knows that.
I think both of them lost the gleam after last week. Texas was not convincing. Texas probably should have lost or could have lost. Georgia,
y'all should have lost.
That's I was saying, and I said that's why I said they're the same team. Georgia probably should have lost, but they didn't. So what's interesting is how Quinn Ewers will play and how quickly you see Arch Manning play. Because when Arch Manning comes in when they're not down, it's a totally different vibe for Quinn Ewers and the rest of the team. He's happy, he's upbeat, he's dapping them up. He's like, yeah, you that dude. When he came in against Georgia, you were already down, and Georgia was sharking blood in the water with some sharks. Now, Georgia for the first time in a long time, if they can get Etienne back, will be healthy, which is going to be an interesting thing. Texas defensive line is really good. And for the first time, Georgia's offensive line is not the best offensive line in the nation for the first time in like 4 years, or top 2. So that, to me, the war in the trenches is where you're going to see. And Texas has the advantage of having revenge on their mind. They felt like they were duped. They felt like they were not themselves against Georgia. And they are going to come in and try to smoke Georgia's boots.
Yeah, because I think they also know that if we can beat Georgia, this puts us in an elite conversation. We can be back to where
they're the number 2 team in the nation. They're already elite.
Yeah, but the elite conversation is like, oh, cool, but can you beat Georgia?
Because even when you made it last year, everybody said Georgia should have been in last year anyway. Yeah, you're not lying. You're not lying.
Exactly. My sentiments exactly. You still, Georgia is still Georgia. And until you punch them in the face,
that's what they're going to do to you. If anything Georgia going to do, and I've noticed with this team, whenever times get tough, even the games that they lost, whenever times get tough, we just going to hit you in the face over and over again.
Who did they get loose on? Was that Texas? Did the defensive line got loose like that?
Yes. 7 sacks.
Oh, then yeah. Hey, you better hope you don't see ghosts, my boy.
And they get their defensive lineman back. This is gonna be an interesting game. But Texas is gonna try to do now. Sarkisian gonna try to scheme this up, boy. You're gonna see a whole lot of crossing and double reverses and all of that. You're gonna see a whole lot of stuff in this game.
Sark knows the deal. He knows Kirby. And Sark is like, UGA is the school of Georgia. Sure. But Texas is Texas. This is my opportunity.
Blue blood.
And blue blood, if I can come to the SEC and win a championship, oh man, this puts me in the most elite company. Especially your first year.
I don't put any credence to that first year stuff because they've been building that for 3 years when they announced it. I put more credence in SMU than Texas.
I agree with all of that, but to still do it, everything is cool until you do it. You can say, "Oh, I had this plan for 3 years." Everybody been planning.
Yeah.
You got punched in the mouth and didn't quit, and then you came back and won a championship. Oh man, you the king. You the king, Austin.
Now the question is,
and your old lady probably coming back too.
She already back. You saw that? She already back. She was at the game. Yeah, Stark was like, cool.
Why are you back here?
Them Daisy Dukes and Boots was right there waiting. Like you said, it was like, hey.
Here I go I'm back and I'm better like Bryson Tiller. Now here you come back. Put my hand up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. No, you dip. You laugh. But do not return. Gather your things.
Shout out to Rachel the Hamptonian. I can't remember her last name. Her married name. Her husband is the running backs coach, I believe, at Texas. So correct. We wish you a little bit of luck in hoping that nobody gets hurt permanently. It's the only luck I wish you.
No, hook 'em.
Do you think with this game, if Georgia loses,
I rooted against your women's basketball team. You think
does Georgia get in if they lose? Does Georgia get in if they lose?
Yeah. Yes.
Especially after, I think a lot of people aren't paying attention to the fact that last year, a team that lost in the SEC championship game didn't make it. Georgia, if you think about it, Georgia is the reason we have the 12-team playoff. They destroyed TCU, beat them so bad that they started talking about that too. They went from 4 to talking about 8 to 12, and then last year. Everybody, I'm not going to say everybody because I'm biased in that point, but objectively speaking, a lot of people believe that Georgia was the best team in the nation last year. A lot of people. I personally don't think Michigan was going to beat Georgia. I don't think Washington could have beat Georgia. Nope. I don't think Alabama. Who else was there?
I think that I would have liked to see that Washington Georgia game. I think that you know how I felt about Penix, so.
I think if they couldn't beat Michigan, I think they would have got their boots smoked. That's when Carson Beck was good.
What?
Yeah, he was good. And then of course you got the Big 12 championship, which a lot of people didn't see. How crazy would it be if Iowa State? Fuck that. This is crazy. Iowa State or Arizona State can make the playoff. Iowa State or Arizona State. Iowa State, I'm going to say it for the third time. Iowa State or Arizona State. You can't name I could name the Pitchfork before I can name anybody else on that. I don't know nobody on them teams. Not one person. Not none. I don't know not none.
This is not a game you want. You're going to win this to lose your recruiting class. Y'all get stomped out. Better to lose this Big 12 championship and say, damn, we lost. They get ride, lay to the side. Boy, they gonna pull. Ooh.
You gonna have to play Ohio State, or you gonna have to. Well, they gonna get a bye though. The Big 12 is gonna get a bye.
You're right, and all you gonna do is get a bye to die.
Bide your time. That's all.
Buy and die, baby. Buy and die.
Woo! Yeah, y'all stay tuned.
And you know what? That's what they gonna say. They gave y'all a bye week to lose like that. You had an extra week to practice. Y'all still not prepared. Yeah, I ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna go to one of these other 11 schools.
Until next time.
Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. Here, boy.